After watching this video, do you feel that these officers abided by the law? If you said no, you are correct. Here's why. Under Louisiana law and the Constitution, law enforcement officers do not have the authority to make arrests or offer opinions in civil cases unless specific statutory violations justify their involvement. Civil cases typically involve disputes between individuals or entities over rights, contracts, or damages, and are generally addressed through the court system, not through police action. 1. Civil versus criminal law. Civil cases in Louisiana involve private disputes between parties, such as property disagreements, contract disputes, or family law matters. Officers cannot make arrests unless the situation involves a criminal violation, for example, domestic violence, trespassing, or other crimes linked to the dispute. Criminal law addresses actions that are offenses against the public or the state, such as theft or assault, where police officers have the authority to intervene and arrest if there is probable cause. 2. Police authority in civil cases. In a civil case, an officer's role is generally limited to ensuring public safety and order, but they cannot enforce civil judgments or take sides. For example, in landlord-tenant disputes, officers are present to maintain peace but cannot evict tenants without a proper court order. Officers giving legal opinions or attempting to resolve civil disputes would be exceeding their legal authority, as only judges or the courts have the power to issue rulings or decide the outcomes of civil matters. 3. Constitutional violations. Under both state and federal constitutions, an officer acting beyond their lawful scope, for example, making arrests in a civil dispute without probable cause, could violate individuals' rights, such as due process rights under the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and Article I, Section 2 of the Louisiana Constitution, which guarantee that individuals cannot be deprived of liberty or property without legal justification. 4. Consequences for officers. Officers who overstep their authority may face various consequences. 1. Civil liability. The officer may be sued for false arrest or unlawful detention, violating the individual's constitutional rights. If found liable, they or their employing agency could be required to pay damages. 2. Criminal charges. If an officer knowingly violates the law or acts with malicious intent, they may face criminal charges such as official misconduct. 3. Disciplinary action. The officer may be subject to internal investigations and face consequences such as suspension, demotion, or termination from their role within the law enforcement agency. Louisiana law, such as Law. RS 14-134, Malfeasance in Office, outlines that an officer's abuse of power, including wrongful arrests or interference in civil matters, constitutes a criminal act, which can result in fines or imprisonment.
What? You're there to execute the writ from the Justice Court. Yes. Is that the proper address for the judgment that was rendered, and you're there to execute the writ, and you have the authority to execute the writ from the Justice Court.
Jamie, is this a proper address?
I can't say. Ronnie, I can't get involved with the civil
I got
issues.
3 deputies here, and they
here
can't get
for-
involved in this. They here to keep the peace, all they're here for.
That's all we're here
And if they will file charges against him for trespassing on this property that we're fixing to try to
Oh, I'd love to see that.
then he says I've got to go get a court order. Make it before I can enter.
Yeah, I mean, as a law enforcement officer yourself, you're there executing a writ handed to you by the judge through the Justice Court, so you have the authority to execute the writ. If there's any question as to the proper address, then you can take that up with the JP and try to straighten that out on that end, if that's what you think needs to be done.
Okay. All right.
What it's saying is first football. You have a court order that specifically says watch out for deputies. That's a rule.
I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Duran.
Mr. Duran, do you have a law license? Mr. Duran?
I'm telling you the law.
Sir? You his attorney now?
Are you an attorney?
I've been a self-litigant for a very long time.
Well, you need to go brush up on these laws, all I can tell you.
If you just get that address changed, and then on the paperwork, satisfying.
And I need to go down to the courthouse, get a judge to give me a warrant, right?
Pretty much.
court order.
Justin, these deputies are telling me for them to assist me.
Instead of a JP or something like that, you're gonna have to get a judge.
I'm gonna have to go down to the courthouse and get a judge to issue me a warrant for them to assist me to clear them.
If that's their policy, that's completely fine.
Yeah. I agree with them.
Right, the JP has the ability to direct
Let's go ahead and back it. We'll handle it somewhere else.
So hold on, I can't record this. Y'all gonna take it somewhere? I hope.